Boy, oh boy, Star Trek fans, have you chosen the right day to enjoy your favorite show, Star Trek news show, that is. The main viewer. The reason you've chosen the right day is because the person that knows everything about Star Trek, Dr. Trek, Larry Nemecek is here.
Don't raise those bars too high. You'll only be disappointed.
Ah, see.
No.
See. No, but we are absolutely thrilled and very honored to have Larry Nemecek joining us again because you are so smart and so knowledgeable, and we really appreciate your time. So thank you for hanging out with us, Larry Nemecek.
It's just fun to be here. Come on, because I do nothing else on Tuesday. So
yes.
Yeah, right.
It's fun
in fact, Anne Marie and I were just watching your show live. Anne Marie, can you tell us, first of all, what his show is about?
Okay, well, first of all, it's 2 for Tuesday. So the Trek Files drops in the morning, and today was an amazing drop with Cybok himself. And then we did Trekland Tuesday. We talked about all the news fit for Trekland Tuesday.
It's called Make Lemonade Out of Lemons when there's nothing happening. It's like,
And,
oh, look, there's nothing happening. So go out and do something. Yeah.
And we'll have we'll promote it again later. But also you were talking about your Portal 47 events coming up, which just sound incredible with Jay Chataway and
whoa.
It's guest night in the Portal. Yes. And Jay has a book. Speaking of people with books, Jay and Terry Jay has a book about his whole life and career out. Or it's coming. Trying to think. They did the Trek Files a couple of weeks ago, and
which I didn't even know until then that they were married. Now I'm like, ooh, celebrity Star Trek couple.
Power couple.
Yeah. Another.
Terry Potts was Rick Berman's assistant when Gene came in and they did the initial idea for Next Generation.
Whoa. Way back then. Wow.
But she was like like a young assistant, and she's like, I'm a blur, I don't remember a lot. And I'm like, no, you have to
remember something.
You have to remember.
One of those names were, when I was learning to read, I was like, how come there's so many Terrys? Why are there so many? It's amazing.
Okay.
Was the time.
Everybody,
Wait,
by the way,
you're doing a show now, aren't you, Ryan?
Terry Potts Chataway and Jay Chataway will both be at Star Trek Las Vegas coming up in like, I don't know, 45 days. So get on that. If you have not purchased your tickets, please do so now. And watch Larry's shows too, by the way. More on that in a moment, because Melissa Longo's here. Stembolt and Chill.
Stembolt and Chill. Hi, how's it going? I have to say, I love looking at Larry's background and seeing what's there.
Oh, it's
fun.
It's a jumble mumble. Yeah.
It's like a Lower Decks episode, right? Where you're looking for like Easter eggs in there, Star Trek Easter eggs.
Yeah, I see the Let's Fly that you just got not too long ago from the Discovery
That's a new
finale.
one. Yeah.
What else is in there?
And
Trekland Tuesday.
And Murph.
Ooh, a Prodigy box, a Picard box. Look at those things up there.
Yeah. I stole that for Larry.
Okay, you know what this is? You know what this is?
Sunglasses.
Oh my God.
3D sunglasses.
This is the 3D glasses from the Borg encounter at the experience.
Whoa.
The last time I was there, and you're supposed to put them back. The last time
it was 4D. I'll have you know, it was 4D.
I just stuck it away. Yes, it was 4D. Yeah, the water droplets and the arrow flying by.
I was gonna ask, was there water involved?
Yeah,
little miss.
Speaking of 4D, that's what I'll be drinking later. A 4D.
Turn me off.
Of Old English.
I'm envious. No, so turn me in. I didn't put my glasses back the last time I was there. I kept them. So because I knew what they're going to need them in a month. You know,
that's a good point.
You know what they're going
to. So everybody at home, Larry has the wisdom that he wants to impart upon you, which is if something is shutting down because it's not making enough money, steal stuff from it.
Yeah.
Well, someone's going to. You might as well get.
Everybody, my name's Ryan T. Huskin. I do not endorse that. That's all Larry. That was not me that said that.
Yeah. And
it's okay if it was 15 years ago.
Anne Marie Siegel with us too.
Well,
that girl.
The walking exclamation point. Look, everybody, we have so much news to talk about. There were 71 Emmy submissions for Star Trek. And the reason you're here on a good day, you guys, is because Larry knows all of them by heart.
Oh, and also great asterisk that isn't even including the VFX ones.
Wait a minute.
Really?
What decade are we talking? No. Oh, this is the combined total. Yeah.
Yes.
We can take pot shots at that. So, you know.
Ooh.
So that's going to be fun.
That's
Also,
why we're here with you.
Also, it's Carol Kane's birthday. Happy birthday to Carol Kane of, Strange
STLV.
New Worlds, STLV, Creation Entertainment. They just announced her. Taxi, a bunch of, oh boy, I could go on and on, but I don't know enough about her to.
Princess Bride.
Princess
Bride. Yeah. Good stuff.
She's in a new show on Paramount too.
So we're going to be talking about
Friday Night Dinners or something.
All that, as well as what else do we have here? Oh, we've got some cool social media stuff, some Prodigy countdown stuff. This is exciting. Prodigy countdown is going to be a fever pretty soon, fever pitch. Oh, there's something really interesting. Anne-Marie, you sent this in. I like this. What? It's an old call sheet. But I don't want to open it and ruin this for myself. But I think I know what it is. Wow, that is fun. Okay. So we'll look at this old call sheet. I'll give you a hint. There's a name in there. Rex Holman. Larry knows. He knows everything.
I was like, are you doing the yeah.
Okay. He knows everything. He knows too much.
Talk about a backhanded promotional.
Right.
And anyway, lots more news to get into. TNG's greatest Borg episode was also a cliffhanger for the actors. That's a fun article. So anyway, lots to get into, and we absolutely will. But please make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications. If you're listening in, give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. We'd really appreciate that. We're going to start off with breaking news. Captain, incoming message.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that how it goes?
A P-47?
Like sounds so much like Worf.
I hope so.
It's so good.
I think this is
Captain, I do not. Okay. Okay, so this comes from Creation Entertainment. They just posted something on all the social media. It says, huge special guest for Creation Star Trek Las Vegas to be announced in the imminent future. Our clue, 8840. We are so happy. Can you guess?
The silhouette kind of does give it away. Kind of.
Does it though?
40.
I know.
Does the silhouette really? 8840. If anybody can get this, Larry Nemecek can. Everybody in the live chat, go ahead and give your guesses. We don't know the answer. We're not, well, if we do know the answer, we're not going to say it. But go ahead and make your guesses, or go to the Creation Entertainment page and make your guesses there, so that you get major high fives from everybody for getting the right.
Matt Dorman says, spoilers, it's me.
Well, we cannot confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
Oh, this thumbnail is so beautiful.
It is beautiful. He does such great work.
Okay, so let's talk about Carol Kane. Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel, why do you think Carol Kane's birthday was so newsworthy?
Well, I mean, everybody is just like going crazy about her photo ops. And every day I click into the Star Trek Las Vegas Facebook groups, more people are saying they bought them, which leads me to believe you better buy yours now because they're going to sell out. Like, it's amazing. And I'm debating getting one in like black and white, like in Hester Street. And then we both go like this. And then it's like a Hester Street Star Trek crossover because her character lives for hundreds of years. Like,
Yeah.
Was she a lamanite, a lanthronite? Yeah,
it's amazing. She's so cool.
a lancerite.
I don't remember what it lanthanite.
Yeah,
that sounds
lanthanite.
right.
But then I'm
I
like,
was
is
just
that a
going, no,
geology
wait.
term?
So now there's Q, there's lanthanites, there's what was Flint a lanthanite? Like, wait, no, did he fake him when he said he was
Flint.
Earthborn on? Did he fake that whole Mesopotamia birth certificate? What was going on there? You know, are we gonna
Hilarious.
retcon him now too?
Oh my
Was
God.
Daniels a lanthanite and just fell into something that
It does sound like a rock of some sort.
Or Iran.
And then you said Flint, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, there's a theme coming. Yeah.
You went there, not me, but okay.
Okay.
88.
Okay, yes, lanthanite. Okay.
88. Yeah,
We were-
lanthanite.
Of course you were correct.
It just sounds like a city in Michigan or something.
Well,
you
here's
know.
the thing. Marina Krupchuk posts a lot of geology posts too. And I was like, is that just like a rock word that I've heard lately?
I am from
confused.
Lanthan.
Okay, so another piece of news here, not to change the subject, but this is also breaking news, you guys. And, you know, we are nothing if not news breakers.
Nothing is not broken.
Star Trek Prodigy is trending right now
Woohoo!
on Twitter. So,
Why is Jessica Biel trending too?
let's
Interesting.
and Rick Moranis, that's kind of cool.
Wow.
Because
Trending with
Jessica
John
Biel
Candy.
and Rick Moranis are the surprise guest stars for Prodigy this season. That's why.
Wait a minute,
Oh
Rick
my
Moranis
God.
with John Candy. That's a fun one.
Yeah. Oh, Rick Moranis.
Oh my gosh, it's so
the host,
fun.
I'll let you do it. Yeah.
Apparently, like Netflix is putting up titles for some of the episodes in at least in other countries. So I just saw some of the
But they're in
German
French.
titles.
So
Germany's up now, apparently. Fun.
Hang on a second. Do you agree with this, Larry? My
What?
hashtag Star Trek hot take is that the Protostar has surpassed the Constitution refit as the prettiest ship in the Federation.
Mm.
Is there no truth in beauty?
I don't know about that. See, this is that nacelle, the Bustard Collector side thing looks bizarre to me. But
I mean, it does look pretty amazing. It doesn't look, this does not look like a cartoon.
No, they upped, what is it? And Lower Decks did the same thing. They completely upped their game on the ship renderings.
Wow.
Where they
Wow.
don't make animation at all.
Jeez.
I mean, Lower Decks Prodigy was always 3D versus 2D better, but
It's very pretty.
mm-hmm.
And look at Pops.
I mean, they
So it
originally
is a
did
window.
it.
Is it a window?
They originally did that to have a good, decent enough file for Eagle Moss to use. But
Oh.
Oh, nuts.
I'm half kidding, half serious, but I'm guessing somebody finally learned that it was easier just to do a huge high-res file at the beginning than to have to go back 2 years later to have somebody high-res it up. But now it's just going to make people cry because there's nobody lined up to.
That does remind me of something. I feel like I saw something on Master Replicas just today. What was that?
Saying that they're done.
Oh,
I don't know.
so that means Larry's going to steal something from them.
Only if it's if it's not going to be used.
Hilarious comeback.
They say,
Oh
we
my
hope
gosh.
you've got your last minute orders in. It's not long until the remaining ships are gone for good.
But this is great.
Yeah.
I thought it was done. I thought the sale was over like Sunday or Monday or something.
I thought so
Okay.
too.
Well, good.
Yeah, well then they said that because it was taking time to remove them from the website, some would still be up, and I was like, oh, is that how websites work?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we got an extra day.
Oh.
My grandma's having to carry the last boxes out of the
Yes.
store, and it's going
Yes.
slow, so you can keep buying until.
It took
that
a
what
really long time to press that button. Love it.
That's how online warehousing retailing
Yeah,
works.
we have a really slow speed.
What?
Slow speed Wi-Fi.
Oh, I thought you said about low skiing. I'm like,
No,
where did
no.
that come from? Low speed Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Hmm.
You're right.
They're still stuck with AOL, dial up.
Ew.
No,
All
they have
right.
Prodigy. Okay,
Well,
what?
yeah, speaking of which, we've got the Prodigy countdown here, and that is big time news because our good friend Aaron J. Waltke on twitter.com says,
What's Aaron said now?
me casually checking my social media feed each morning to see what's going on.
So fun.
Love that.
Star Trek Prodigy Season 2 arrives July 1st on Netflix. Let's see. What does he see here?
It's the battle. It's when
Yep.
all the ships were disarmed and shooting at each other. It was the diviner's master plan coming to
Look
fruition.
at that one.
Yeah.
So much
Amazing.
debris.
All right. So, Larry, here's what makes
Wait, I
you
was
so
writing down
cool.
NCC numbers on those ships, Ryan. You cut me off.
What have you heard about the upcoming Prodigy season?
That it's 20 episodes, apparently all dropping at once, which is insane.
That's nuts.
And the doctor's in, and it's more Chakotay, and we have Gwen on her, like there's 2 threads of different time periods happening.
Oh my gosh.
I went by at the very end, I went by the offices and visited Aaron, and there were like a couple of the last 2 or 3 people working on screens, and there were some amazing just in the moment graphics, like weird textures and things happening.
Well, they're gonna have to install those HIPAA hospital screens so passersby can't see them. Well, you made a really interesting point today on your Trekland Tuesday Live. When you were,
did?
yes, because obviously we've all been reading the news about Paramount and how their stock has now dropped below $10.
Yeah,
It's not
somebody
going very
jumped in and
well.
said in the chat that it was at a 5, that Paramount stock was at a
Yes.
5-year low.
Yes, and it went down again today. So
Yeah, what's going on
made
there? Well,
you made a note.
what
It's
is
'cause-
going on?
It's because
I knew that.
sale got like the sale was said no to. So anyway, you made an amazing point that like this could actually show Paramount, look how good it does on Netflix. Like maybe that's something to pursue and not put all your eggs in one basket. Like, which
Well, it dawned on me that you're fighting for Prodigy on Netflix for a 3rd season, and you'd better, and apparently Netflix makes a decision on renewal within a month.
Yes.
Is what I was reading other smart people who were watching renewal announcements. Like,
Yes.
oh, they've renewed this within a month of it being dropped. So it's kind of like, if you're going to get in there and run your meter, everybody do it quick.
Right.
But also it would be a sign that it's not like a ha, see what you could have had, Paramount.
exactly.
Right.
But generally it's like, here's the strength of the franchise still over here. I mean, it's like, you don't want a Star Trek right now to fail or to kind of go quietly off into the night. You want everything to have some oomph to it.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
seems
I
like
just thought it
Netflix
wouldn't
is
hurt.
like
It
together
wouldn't hurt.
enough to look and pay attention.
Yeah. And
Hopefully.
if you're going to do it now, and I mean, all the things that people have been saying, but in the broader picture, it's good for it to be a success, but what you don't want is to have it just kind of whimper away.
Mhm. Totally. And I mean, you're out there on the ground with Cadet Alice reviewing it, who's one of my favorite YouTube personalities.
Which is fun, but this 20 episode drop is because like we do like one a day when she visits, and I have her for like 2 days, and we do 2 at a time. It's like I was selfishly pissed when I heard about I mean, I was not happy for a lot of reasons. Yeah.
What were the other reasons?
I think Star Trek once again is breaking the, like, this is the way we always, Netflix says, this is what we do with all our shows. And once again, I want to go, but Star Trek is not a typical thing. And you're going to lose viewers and points. It's like, I'm sorry. It's like New Hotel having a convention. have more staff because Trek fans don't go anywhere. And they're like, what?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, from there to this, up and down the line, no matter what it is, Star Trek will be different and better for you if you will listen to us. And nobody ever does. And they go, oh, we should have listened.
Oh my gosh, the Chicago flashbacks.
Yeah, if they
but that one, like nobody even was there to listen after.
Oh, the Chicago? Yes,
yeah.
Yeah, it didn't matter. But yeah, nobody cared.
Yeah, the thing is, if they do it weekly, people are gonna rewatch those episodes while they're waiting for the next one, and they're gonna get promoted, and they're gonna be fan theoried to death, and articles are gonna be written up, all this stuff. It's like a whole hoopla every week, and if it just drops at the same time, there's just not gonna be that.
Burns through, and then
there's not gonna be any of that.
But at the same time, if they're going to make their renewal decision within a month, then
that's just their model.
Do they make the renewal decision within a month?
That's what I was reading some places, and
then that is great. Actually,
media pundits were saying, here's what apparently happens. Like if you have a show on Netflix and you want it to be renewed, don't wait around. Like jump in now and watch. Binge it, but binge it fast.
So binge it on the initial watch and then take it week by week.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to because it'll sit there until maybe eventually they take it away.
Right.
Can I ask you, Larry, how are you going to do your reviews with that? Are you going to do weekly reviews? Have you not figured it out yet?
Well, as Scott and I were publicly talking in the chat today on Tuesdays Live.
Scott. Yeah.
It's like because I'd always saved Prodigy for Alice. And then he corrected me and said, well, at the beginning you did three second opinions. And I was like, okay, fine. No, I've been thinking about ever since they confirmed that it was going to be all 20 at once. I don't know. I can't do 20 with her in a huff. So do I not do anything? I don't know. I have not decided. To answer your question, finally, I have not decided.
So tricky. So far I've seen Trek Culture, they're going to do like an initial watch and then they're going to do 5 a week. So that it's like all of it is done in the first month. But
who's this?
Trek Culture. Yeah. But I'd like to see like, I mean, obviously I'll be binging it all on July 1st.
I mean, they're half
starting
hours,
at 3 a.m. Yeah.
But
it's just like the sad part for me is that I really like to hear from the people who work on individual episodes and really hear the details about it, each one. And no matter how you look at it, like each individual won't get as much love.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm also like, tell us if there are any big surprises or reveals, because maybe STLV would be interested, especially if they're cancellation. Like, guys, come on.
Are there ever cancellations though?
Well, people get jobs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Star Trek conventions. A lot of times if somebody cancels, you're like, nice. New season's
so happy
coming.
For them.
All right, here we go.
Well, is it someone who's more or less active or someone who's more or less retired?
Oh,
and
yeah.
If they're active,
I'm not.
And then if they're active.
Yeah, if they're not.
So Ben Heben, who was the supervising director for in the upper like the brothers and Aaron, and then Ben Heben is kind of like in the top 3 or 4. He got a new job on some new series, and I was like, oh. If they get picked up in the next few months, he won't be available, or he'll do double duty, or I mean, good for him.
Really exciting renewals and stuff happening. I just saw Resident Alien got a 4th season, and they're actually moving it from Sci-Fi Network to USA because it's actually doing so well. They decided it deserves like a bigger audience, which is a massive thing to do in today's TV landscape.
Congratulations to our pal Robbie Duncan McNeil on that one.
What a fun show that is. It's so much fun. It's a fun show.
I saw the first episode. I thought it was good. Oh, look at this. This is also from twitter.com.
Oh.
It's from our friend Anne-Marie Siegel 1.
Siegel?
Seagull.
Wow.
Feigl.
And she says, getting ready for Star Trek Prodigy season 2, July 1st, with a bunch of hashtags. Ooh, Medusans.
I had to find out more about these Medusans. And I'm like, boy, is Zero's out like unit an upgrade from this weird trunk.
I want to find out more about.
Oh my God, this blew my
lacy
mind. I don't want to
shirt.
give a spoiler, but I had no idea that it was functional as well as fashionable. And I was like, I mean, this, and then I listened to the Ralph Sinensky commentary deep dive for it with Enterprise Incidents, and oh my God, this episode won my heart. But yeah,
I need those glasses.
Seriously.
so
Those are way
good.
cooler than what they had to experience for the Borg 4D.
Yeah, that's a good way to cosplay at the Star Trek conventions. Just wear those glasses and just be like, oh yeah, I was just transporting Medusan. Yeah.
Walk like a Medusan. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Float like a Medusa.
So good.
What do you, when you said functional, you mean the fact that she had a sensor web over her dress?
Yes, I didn't.
But you know, it
realize
wasn't
that.
really a sensor web. You know, that was just a prop. Okay. I just want to make sure you knew.
Yes, when they said that, I was like, well, what? I thought she just had amazing style. Wow, mind blown. Like,
Yeah. Well, you know, that's
so
the episode where they had the fight over the IDIC. That's where the IDIC
yes.
pin premiered.
Oh my God. And they lost a whole morning of recording, of
Fight.
filming, because there was a fight. Like, Gene's just trying to sell merch at Lincoln Enterprises again.
Wait, what? I don't know this story.
It's the
Let's
best
hear
thing
this thing.
ever.
So Is There in Truth No Beauty, which is the first time the IDIC pin was ever seen. Okay, and infinite diversity, all of that.
Yeah.
And they lost a half morning. Poor Ralph Sinensky always got these. They weren't his fault, because Shatner and Nimoy thought it was Gene being, and this is third season, so Gene's like gone away-ish. But early on, he says, "Here, put this in, and we'll write a scene for it." And they were like, "No, you're just selling jewelry, Gene. We are not. This is crassly commercial. We are not doing this." And Nimoy and Shatner both said, "We're not going to do this scene." It was the banquet scene where they're all sitting at the table and they all have their dress uniforms on, and Spock is wearing it. And they're like, "This is so obviously pandering and crassly commercial."
Hilarious.
And poor Ralph Sinensky had like calm everybody down, and they wasted a whole morning, and they came back and they rewrote dialogue and they cut it way down. And yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
the vaunted, hallowed, beloved IDIC pin, the Vulcan, thing, started off in controversy. Well, hey, it's Star Trek.
You're just trying to sell jewelry.
There are so many weird
You're just out the door.
stories in Star Trek lore.
And we have memos for it.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Yes,
I was gonna say, like, check out Trek Files, because Larry's Ralph Sinensky episodes are just amazing. I listened to those a few times. And then Ralph Sinensky has a really good website where he's 101. His memory is out of control. Yes. And like when he talks about like things like I never thought of, I mean, we'll get back to Star Trek news in a second, but I heard him talking this morning and he was saying like someone asked him how he decided to give like close-ups. And he was like, I always wait on close-ups till later acts because you have to like have something to build up to. And I was like, whoa, I never even thought of that. Like the way his mind works for the artistry of like using a camera for television is incredible. And he even said like in college, they finally had one class about TV writing, but it wasn't taught by anybody who worked in TV at Northwestern, because like TVs were like just becoming a thing. So it's a theater teacher, but so he's just like, he's brilliant. I can't get enough of him. But yeah, check out his Ralph Sinensky Trek Files.
Yeah, he's written his blog. He did like two
His
different.
blog
He
is
did one about all of
insane.
his stuff, and then he did one just about Trek. Yeah.
I went on and like left some comments for Ralph today about
And
how
Scott got him for a
blog is.
lot on like you said, Enterprise Instance. But it's like
so
he's
good.
preserved. But I can't believe he's 100. Yeah, he's 101.
That's
no,
amazing.
he turned
That's
100.
amazing.
101.
I thought he just turned
2023.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's
living
incredible.
up there in Carmel.
Right off the 101 freeway, I might add.
Mm-hmm.
So
Anyway, the reason we're on that is because I had to find out more about Medusans, because we're celebrating and getting ready for Prodigy.
Where did we come from? Okay.
Yes.
oh yeah, that's
Medusans. That was it. Yeah.
there are a lot of jellyfish out in Carmel, so that's also
Oh, that's like
Medusan.
Merv. Oh.
Everybody in the live chat, let us know.
Are you awake in the live chat? Okay.
Have you been
Did you buy it? It
to
is
Carmel? Have you been to Carmel, everybody? Let us know.
No.
Have you ever been to Carmel? It's near like, Monterey Bay, that area on the California's Central Coast. Beautiful town. The mayor.
Pebble
Here's
Beach.
another piece of trivia.
Golf
In the
course.
live chat, everybody, do you know who the famous mayor of Carmel was? Like, I don't know, 20 years ago, maybe 15, 20 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I know Larry knows. He knows everything. It's not fair. I know like 17 or 18 things in total. And I forget a few
come on.
of them.
You're a 33 guy. Come on, Ryan.
If we're including sports, music, and what I ate, then I could go up to like 29. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So people
and
tell us if
craft
they
caramels are the best, by the way. That's we actually
people are going to tell us.
Oh,
Chuck A knows. Clint
Neighborella.
Eastwood.
Mm-hmm.
Clint Eastwood is the answer. The mayor of Carmel.
Pat B was
and
right
KL
behind.
Bliss got it too.
Yeah.
And Maybello. Yeah, you're right. Everybody knows. Hey, it's not that tough, I guess.
Pat B.
And Pat B. All right. Where the heck were we?
I think that
Blame
covers Prodigy.
Medusans.
Blame Anne-Marie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's 'cause I'm so into TOS, and it's like I'm doing so much deep diving in TOS because I have to know everything.
Now this is something that almost gets forgotten. Here's a trivia question. Name the Medusan character on Prodigy.
0.
0.
Oh my god, I almost said 1.
But that's the one character that I always have to stop and go, okay, what's his name? Because they never say. They almost never say
11001001.
Right. He's an eighth of a binar.
Bye.
Yeah.
I love that you know that the
Medusans
binar thing
equal
is
1
8
binar.
numbers. Yeah.
Here's some. Well, actually, speaking of 101, if we're talking binary code, that's Highway 5, right?
Awesome.
That's something.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a joke for you math nerds. There are 10 kinds of people in the world. Those that understand binary code and those that don't.
I love that joke.
Yes. Yeah. No one felt
You
good.
missed your other binar calling in life, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, and if you guys
Like
want to get some of our merch, you should be buying our merch right now. It's
like my
off
Ryan
the-
Chill shirt. It's so good.
All right. All right. The point we're trying to make here,
There's a point.
everybody, is go to a website called youtube.com and check out the channel Trek Culture, our good friends over at Trek Culture. Check out this great episode that was live a couple days ago. Wait, 3 days ago.
I did not know this was live. I thought you guys were pre-recording because it was so late in Ireland. And then
Ireland. Pride and Representation in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, featuring the Seventh Rule podcast. Oh, wait, let's go ahead and do that. Everybody go check that out. Strock Lofton and I went live. And we had a lot of fun talking with our buddy Sean, of course. It's always fun. And he had the coolest little background elevator music. It was kind of nice. It was kind of snazzy. I was really enjoying it. And when it ended, I was saddened. But it was a great time. And yeah, it was midday for us. But in Ireland, they barely had their third helping of haggis. I know that's Scotland, but whatever. That's all I got.
Third helping of haggis. Went for the alliteration. Okay.
Make sure while you're there to leave a comment in the comment section.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, we should check out. You guys, let's do this.
No, they're not the best. Some of them are a little bit like nasty for pride. That's why I'm like, make sure you leave really nice comments.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Wait,
let's not highlight.
I like to see if they're like nasty at us. That makes me laugh. But if they're nasty at pride,
like,
get out of here.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
you don't deserve the spotlight. If
That's not it.
Make fun of us. That's okay.
No, and it's 2024, and this is Star Trek. Hello,
Ireland is about to be reunified.
So make sure you go there, and then they also Trek Culture also tweeted to share your favorite like pride moments from Deep Space Nine with them on Twitter.
These are all fine. I'm looking at them right now. Look at this. This one says, "I love how Sirach still calls him Mr. Brooks. So much respect."
Aww.
Thank you all. I couldn't watch this live, but I love the way you approach this. I'm old enough to remember watching this. Anyway, something nice.
Yeah.
Michael Moloch says Avery Brooks had me from day one. That view with Sirach, I was hooked.
Yeah.
Ray Venna says, I never got into this show back when it aired, even though I was obsessed with Voyager. But later on, when it showed up on Netflix, I binged the whole series. It's now probably my favorite of the 90s trilogy of shows, and so on.
Join the big club, Ravenna Black. Yes.
Did you not watch Deep Space? No, of course you watched Deep Space Nine.
What, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying there's a big club of people who all did the same thing. Back in the day, it was like, it's too hard. They're connected shows. I can't keep up. The basketball game preempted it to 3
Oh my God, I know. Those freaking basketball
that's understandable.
games.
Yeah.
Oh,
in the pre-binge concept era, a lot of people gave up on DS9 because they couldn't keep up. And they're like, I've lost track of the arcs. I can't keep up.
Well, I discovered this wonderful thing when I was a teenager. It was the the VCR to timed recordings.
Yes. But what messed people
up?
That's
why I stopped watching, because like they would get preempted.
And yes, a lot of them were on lower channels that were the NBA or the NHL station. Right. And whenever there was a game, they would show it in the middle of the night. I heard so many people gripe because they'd wind up with a tape that was a hockey game instead of DS9.
I never made
had a couple of those too. But then I would catch it again some other time. But yeah. Yeah, I loved that show. I was like, oh, set that VCR.
But I just remember Ira talking about how it was like, he's like, we're going to be this middle child. We're always going to be the middle child. And that's fine. We're going to go out with a bang, but we're always going to be the middle until there were like 17 shows and well, binging first. And then now there's so many shows. There is no middle child anymore. The family's too big. So
Larry, is Deep Space Nine your favorite of the 90s Star Trek series?
I love it for all the cast and the characters.
Who wrote the TNG Companion? And
no, I know it's hard. It's like now and I feel guilty about talking about Voyager because Voyager was the one that I watched the sausage be made, and it will forever affect me.
Oh.
No, I mean, I don't mean like I'm traumatized. I just mean at the time and Janet worked on it, and she'd come home and go, oh my God, what they did today. Like, oh, I told them not to do it, and they did. They said a number of photon torpedoes. How stupid is that? Now people are going to keep up with how many photon torpedoes they fire. Anyway.
That's not how Star Trek fans think.
Yeah, there were like 72 or something originally. That's always a
The biggest mistake fans think about shows is probably any show, but with Trek is that's like there's this, and it used to be it's gotten a little better, but back in the old days especially, like there's this monolith, like Star Trek or Star Trek Next Generation. It's like one wall monolith thing, and it's not like 150 people all doing their own little department, and there's a hierarchy up here. But along the way, things get discussed and thrown out. And then later on, somebody might say, well, it wasn't my idea to do it that way, but I had to do what the boss wanted,
Right.
And all of this stuff flows up. Or, oh, they were good, but then they got promoted up and, or they left and went on for so-and-so show and we lost them. And the guy that came in the last couple of years, that stuff happens. But the fans think it's this one big box that's all together. And if there's something they don't like about it, they go, oh, I can't believe they got this wrong. And you want to go, and there's somebody on the staff going, that was not the best. I told them not to do that. They didn't listen to me, but I can't say anything. Until 20 years go by and they write their book and they do their, they're a guest at a con.
So what you're telling us is that it is Deep Space Nine. Your favorite.
Oh, I'm
veered us right back. How about
I'm
this?
I'm going to say TNG and DS9 are kind of tied to me, but I appreciate DS9 for doing all the things that TNG couldn't.
Are those your two favorite Star Trek series of all ever?
I hate this because you had 20 years the original series, and that's what made you a fan. And then I did my book about Next Gen and I did the original Encyclopedia Concordance for TNG, wading through it blow by blow, and then. It's hard to pick one. Voyager is not my favorite, although I know
it's hard to pick one except for my not favorite.
To half the world. I know what Janeway and Seven, and I'll throw in B'Elanna, and the Doctor's an awesome. I know, and poor Garrett, you'd love to. and Robbie just sits there quietly and doesn't worry about anything. I mean, you know, and Enterprise, I always pick up for Enterprise. I feel bad because it's the concept I wanted, but they did that. People dissed the concept, and then it got good the last year. I feel like maybe Discovery is going to be looked at the same way. Like they finally get the most consistent, goodly, you know, concise Star Trek-y feeling year, and they get canceled.
Do you think that
that's maybe a
Discovery's
debatable
fifth
point.
season was their best one, or your favorite?
About fifth in Discovery? I mean, maybe a rewatch is what I need, but I just kept thinking, and I hadn't done second opinion for any other seasons before that, but I just kept thinking, wow, Discovery did this? Like, oh, Discovery did something good this year. Oh, they did this? And I was trying not to be catty about it, but it was like, wow, this was really, and it's Discovery that did this. I mean, that was, so maybe that's not fair. But I just feel like overall, a lot of people were going, oh, well, now if Discovery had been this way all along, I might have. But there are people I keep hearing from that love the first season, or they love the second season. And they didn't
I hear the second season. A lot of people say the second season was their favorite.
People have such a crush on Pike.
I just can't stand anime flying suit.
Oh, that's why.
I can't. Yeah. The year every other scene was somebody getting down in superhero mode to start running. That, to me, that's the second season.
Yeah, I only care about running if it's Saru. Like...
Anyway, we're grossly generalizing here.
Okay, so Marina Kropchuk says, Larry, you're very diplomatic, so you aren't in trouble with the Voyager fans.
Wait, what did Marina say?
Marina Kropchuk said, very diplomatic, Larry. So you aren't in trouble with Voyager fans.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay.
I feel like with what Larry was saying about the monolith, every Star Trek fan needs to go and watch the documentary Chaos on the Bridge.
Yes.
Because if you want to get behind the scenes stuff, and it is pretty chaotic stuff, but productions are huge with different, groups that do their different jobs, and there's reasons why, just like you were saying, there's a reason why certain decisions get made, not because it's the best for the show. So watch Chaos on the Bridge, because
I mean, really, what you just said. If anyone who works in a big office or a corporation, there's more than just 2 or 3 people that you work with. If you work in a place where you're a cubicle or whatever, and you know how your place works and the levels of hierarchy and all that and the stuff that happens and doesn't happen. Okay, Star Trek is any Star Trek series or any TV show is the same kind of thing. It's just they're doing something really eventually fun, but there's times when it is not fun to work there. Even when, and sometimes you survive and you go, okay, well, we killed ourselves, but that was worth it. And then there's sometimes you go, oh my God, we did all that and we wound up with Aquiel. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there are people that work on other shows totally who just, the TV eats their soul, and they're like, I wish I could work on a Star Trek on a bad day,
It's true. Right now we've got a poll in the live chat, which is, what is the best season of Discovery? Season 1, 2, or 3? Why am I only doing 3? Well, because there are 5 seasons and only 4 possible poll answers, so we got to split them in half, kind of, in 60-40, I guess I should say. So everybody make your favorites. I mean, number 2 seems to be winning. This is it. This is big time. We'll just close that out because there's an obvious winner there.
Good with Lorca.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I know why season 2 always wins. It's because it's the Pike season.
Exactly.
And Spock.
That's what Anne-Marie said. Yeah.
People are obsessed.
And I go, okay, forget them. I'm talking about rank the Discovery parts, and then people go, oh. Well, I don't care if it's not number 2.
Well, one of my favorite episodes of Discovery is in season 2.
What is it?
It's the one where they're on Burnham and Pike are on the religious planet, and they're
New Eden
with Olo,
yeah.
Oh, I love magic to make the sanest man go mad. Such a good episode.
I can't believe I actually remember.
I love season 1.
Title.
And
okay, so we have seasons 4 and 5 up for debate right now. There seems to be a clear winner coming out of that one as well. So There we go. We're just gonna close that now because that's it's like we're calling it. It's like we're CNN going, yep, we're calling it.
Yeah.
We're calling it. But only
What do they
1% of the votes are in. Yeah, it's 80.
The decision desk is made of
It's
decisions.
87%.
I just got a tweet from the decision desk that it's been decided.
Yeah. Well, I will say
Yeah.
season 4, the whole thing about approaching the aliens who were not bumpy-headed people in costumes and the whole 10C thing. Although I kept wanting to go, well, what was 10B?
Shout out to Dr. Muhammad Noor.
And what was 9A? I wanted to know what the grid was. But anyway.
And was
I
the
thought that
capital
whole
of 10C
and the fact that it was your
Memphis?
smell. They communicated with smell was awesome.
I don't know. I don't remember what the
What's
capital of
10A and
Tennessee
B?
really is.
But I
Knoxville.
thought 10C was
Okay.
brilliant.
Yeah.
That was such a brilliant
Yes.
concept.
Now the token adversary plot, not so much. Which is why the whole last season it was like Book and Michael are not talking, but they still love each other. And I go, yeah, it was a stupid thing for them to be split. That was just they needed to end the finale of the season with something dumb, but dramatic. Something dramatic had to happen for them in the finale.
I'm like, no.
So 2
my
is
brain
winning?
started going to other crazy aliens, and then I was like, oh my god, I just saw that one. Oh. And The Children Shall Lead, where like that lawyer is the alien. There's so many amazing TOS stories that we have to run in diets and talk about.
Even and
Yes.
The Children Shall Lead has the little Federation banner. It was like my thing for years. At least, hey, they had the Federation banner
You know what alien wasn't brilliant?
for
Gargan.
graves. Dig a
Which
grave
one?
on the
Oh my
phaser.
God.
And
Okay, this guy who's an alien, Gargan, I think his name is, and basically he was like a celebrity lawyer. So it was
Marvin Bello.
casting. Yeah, like I didn't really know who that was till like I mean, he was kind of like a Johnny Cochran type, and their stunt casting was to have a celebrity lawyer play an alien who can't act. It was
I'm trying to
amazing.
think who was the lawyer for
Villain.
defense.
You know,
lawyer.
I don't like the courtroom drama episodes of Star Trek. I know
This
some
wasn't
people.
a courtroom drama.
I
though.
know,
It
but
was
I'm just.
a
It reminds
lawyer.
me of that. You know, some people love that stuff. The courtroom drama episodes. I'm like, oh
Did
man,
you not like the strange news
Worf
that
is
just
gonna
happened?
punch that guy, and the guy's gonna be like, "See, violent
Oh,
like
God,
a
it was-
Klingon," and then, or, you know, I mean, the first Dookie's okay. That one's a good that's kind of a courtroom drama one. I didn't know the Strange New Worlds didn't do it for me.
But Measure of Man is kind of a court.
Measure of a Man is great as
Yeah,
far as those go, but I would not like rewatch it. I would not like go out of my way to rewatch it. The courtroom dramas just don't do it for me. If I wanted a courtroom drama, I'd go watch a courtroom drama. But I've never watched a courtroom drama in my life.
Yes, I don't like them, so Star Trek does them really well because
it's like
I like them.
It
all.
does.
I guess you
It
weren't
really
like a
does,
classic Perry Mason fan either.
I like the song by
watched it
Ozzy
for the
Osbourne
Star
though.
Trek people.
Okay, Melvin Belli, I had to look this up. His clients over the years included Zsa Zsa Gabor, Errol Flynn, Chuck Berry, Muhammad Ali, the Rolling Stones, and Jack Ruby, who shot Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah. And they're like,
Okay.
oh my, this is a guy to put in Star Trek to really attract some new audience.
Wow.
He did a book or something, and they're like, let's get a stunt, we do a stunt casting, we'll get a celebrity.
So funny.
And they stick him, who's not an actor. And
there's no social media, so who's even gonna know? Yeah.
And he can't move because of the special effect, and that's good because we don't want him to move.
And Gene Roddenberry saw it and was like, maybe at least like garble the voice and put a haze over it.
So one of the kids in that show years ago came up when we were doing when Communicator was the official magazine, and he goes, I have these like Polaroid, like not Polaroids, I have like these Instamatic pictures from us behind the scenes while we were doing And the Children Shall Lead. And I'm like, what? And it's like, and all the kids' moms were with them, and he was there, and there's one picture of Pamela Ferdin and
yes.
what's his name?
I just learned is like Lucy from Linus and Lucy's voice.
Yeah, the first Lucy voice on the penis commercial. Anyway, there's like sitting out in the back when it was Desilu, and they only had the back gate that's in front of the old stages, and they're all sitting out in the middle of the street, and he's bought them popsicles, and they're all eating fudgesicles and popsicles, and there's one where they're all sitting in sick bay, but everybody's coats and clothes are all over the sick bay beds, and they're sitting around.
Popsicles are the good surprises.
He's reading the paper. Anyway, okay.
So fun.
News, you said, Ryan? You had news?
Yeah, sorry.
So
What happens when I binge TOS?
we do have a winner of the poll. Season 5 is voted as the best season in Star Trek Discovery history. Now, here's another question, poll question. What kind of Star Trek episodes do you prefer? Courtroom drama?
You're good at this, doing it on the run. Right?
Time
I
travel. Well,
know.
you guys keep rattling stuff off. It gives me time to do
I didn't
this.
even notice you were having cold face.
I know, that's the key. It's courtroom drama, time travel, mystery, like the who done it. But I need a fourth one.
Comedy.
I was like, comedy's too easy because
But
there's a million comedies, right? And I also don't want to
which-
do Mirror Universe. That's too
Okay.
easy too. What's another
Well,
type
there's
of?
difference between
Holodeck
format and
episode.
setting. Yeah.
holodeck episodes, yeah.
But that's
Alternate reality
like
Maybe
Mirror
fantasy.
Universe because that is
Maybe
specific to
medical?
Star Trek.
Okay,
I'm saying
okay.
like, what is?
Did you say
I know
medical?
I'm saying I'm poo-pooing everything, but what's something that's like on regular TV land?
Wait, what do you
that-
have so far?
Like a psycho like a weird shit show.
Weird
cause-
shit
Oh
show.
yeah,
That's like-
Brandon Baga.
That's Brandon and Jerry Taylor's term.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
cause and effect. Like not time
I
travel.
got time
but like
that's time loop or mystery.
no,
Or
I don't
how
like
about,
it, but I mean
What about horror?
high concept. There we go.
Oh yeah.
High
I think
concept.
horror's
That's it.
good, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was much. I bet you that one loses, but that's
Wait,
good.
what
We just
about
needed a
other?
fourth
Hey,
one.
somebody's gonna lose.
Yeah, we just needed a fourth one, and I was saying no to like everything. I was like,
And you
no,
threw out comedy.
comedy's
There's
too-
not that many Star Trek
no.
comedy shows. That's why I thought that was a safe
They're
one. But
so good.
And holodeck ones are all great, but that's specific to Star Trek.
it could be all over the place. And you automatically exclude original series if you do holiday.
Yeah, although does like
And-
Spectre of a Gun count or no?
Discovery never had a holodeck show, did they?
No.
Even when they jumped?
Unless you count, no, that doesn't work. I was gonna say unless you count the short treks
What was oh yeah. Speaking of short treks, everybody, check this out. This is from a website you may have heard of called Facebook.com.
sounds familiar.
Don't they have something? Don't they have what's their thing? Blue Sky? Is that them?
Fallen on me.
Was
Find
there a
us-
holodeck short track?
Find us on Blue Sky and Threads, everybody.
Mastodon.
Mastodon.
Yeah.
Oh, April of 2023. I don't know if
Friendster.
that's what it
Will
was, but I
somebody
remember like
step up?
Friendster.
Will someone step up and
I used to laugh at TikTok, and now TikTok's like, ha ha ha, I've got the last laugh. You're watching my stuff on Facebook.
That's true.
they adapted to us. Yeah.
Look at that.
It's
So
so,
the
cute.
This is the Trek Files by Larry Nemecek. The Trek Files gets an inside look into the production of Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, with none other than the man who brought Cybok to life, Lawrence Luckinbill. What?
Yay.
The
Oh my
multi-award-winning actor shares his insights into a spiritual connection with Cybok, competing angles on the character, and the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars. What? And so you can click to listen now. Great stuff. What were you saying, Anne-Marie?
I was so moved also earlier, like Larry was talking about other Larry's new book and like his childhood and how like raw and just intense and honest it
I
is. And
read
I'm
way
like,
too
I
much
can't
of
read
it.
to read this. It
Oh
sounds
my
amazing.
gosh, look at that
It's-
call sheet.
John
Mm-hmm.
Pitchman. This is so cool.
Where's
Larry,
what?
can you tell us
No,
what we're looking
Naklo?
at here and how you got
This
this?
is a call sheet. I think this is. I keep wanting to scroll, but I can't scroll because you've got it. This is a camera test day. This is early. So they're doing, makeup tests, camera tests.
Oh,
This is on stages
cool.
before that. Because the first stuff they shot was all the location. And they did the Yosemite stuff with Kirkensbach and McCoy. And one day with Sulu and Chekhov out there. And then they came down to Owen's Dry Lake bed, the desert and the whole Man of La Mancha, the whole Lawrence of Arabia thing, the approaching horror. Oh, it's funny. So it turns out, am I spoiling this? It turns out that when you see the long shot of the horse riding in the desert heat waves and all that, that's not actually, they filmed him, but they didn't rehearse it, and that's not actually Lawrence on the horse. It's the horse guy. Or it may be Shatner himself doing it. They did it, and he couldn't get the horse to go galloping. So it's like half of his approach was like sauntering, and that's not what they want.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he's like, just come on, and we'll keep. And they were behind already. And Shatner talks about how the first day out he was behind because of accounting shit. And and he's like, just get off, and we'll do the scene with you and the guy here, and you and Rex Holman, and we'll do that later. And then they went out on their own, and Shatner was like, here, let me get on the horse now, film me. And they used that. Anyway, but no, Larry. So we had Battle of the Larrys, but Lawrence Lawrence Luckinbill. I'm sure Lawrence Fishburne's great too. Yeah, but Lawrence Luckinbill's amazing, and but his book, he had a rough. His dad was alcoholic, and it was more. It was bad, but it was more like he would have a good job, and then he would blow it, and then the kids are growing up, and his mom stuck with him, even though she was like. She hated him, loved him, and it was just really, it was really something. And he was bittersweet about now he's not. Now he just turned 80, I think. He's got a lot of, depth to go back and look at it all. And he had I think all but one of his siblings, one of them kind of wound up being the caregiver for the mom and dad, and everybody else got away. But then he had some of his own, not near as bad as his dad, but he had some of his own stuff to deal with. But he's been pretty there and functional, and then pretty on top of things the last few years. Anyway,
well, guys, I have good news for you.
I think his mother-in-law was the woman who
No, it's Star Trek. Crazy. I didn't realize they were married until a couple weeks ago, and then I saw that like Lucy Arnaz is going to be downstairs from my apartment doing a cabaret in a couple of weeks, and I'm like, oh my god, is she going to bring her husband? Is Cybok going to be downstairs?
You're going to have a book table out in front of the.
Wow. And also Sandra Pillar is going to be performing at a cabaret downstairs too next week. Like there's so many people coming through
in New York.
STLV. Yeah, at Green Room 42.
Okay, she's traveling. Good. Okay.
Yeah. She's doing a show with 2 other women, and then Lucy Arnaz is doing 4 days in a row just solo. It's amazing.
Wow. Okay. No, Sandra Pillar does a lot of that around LA, but she's in New York. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Well, if Lawrence Luckinbill is going to be at Star Trek Las Vegas, does that mean the Lucy Arnaz will? We didn't hear you, but we read your lips there, Larry.
They're going to, huh? Oh,
now we hear you.
I was being very quiet. I said, I think so. They're going to have books. I mean, he's got some time, and they're going to have books. And Terry and Jay are going to have books. So
just don't take Michael's book. You see, Emery, in Star Trek Discovery.
I know, I got it. But I was thinking about so my first STLV in 2019, I was really excited to see Nancy Kovac there because she was Sheila, Darren's ex-girlfriend on Bewitched, who was like in the Bewitched pilot and then in another episode. And like, I'm a massive Bewitched fangirl. So I got a picture with her and like got her to autograph stuff for me and my mom. And then I was like, then I see this guy at our table and I'm like, oh my God, your husband is Zubin Mehta. Like, the conductor of the Israel Philharmonic who used to conduct like the 3 tenors, who's like a massive superstar. And I was like, he's just hanging out in the vendor's room, walking around, killing time while his wife works. So crazy. You never know who you're going to see there because of like who someone's married to. It's amazing. I mean, not that Lucy doesn't want to be a guest. I'm like revered. But...
The best place to see famous people is to go where they're not famous.
Right.
That's a good point. So everybody, I've got good news for you. I've been vindicated. The live chat has vindicated me. The question was, what kind of Trek episodes do you prefer? 3% said horror. 6% said courtroom drama. 35% said mystery, and 54% said time travel. I think it would be between those two for me too. It kind of depends. Sometimes the time travel ones, like when they go to like the 80s, I'm like, but some of them are pretty good. Like the Voyager one was pretty good, where they see Sarah Silverman, that's a fun one. Or Cause and Effect. Is that really a time travel one or a time loop? I don't know.
Oh,
But some
Star
of the
Trek
mystery ones are
4.
great. Yeah. And some of the
Great.
mystery ones are great. Star Trek 4.
I
They're all
love
great.
Star Trek 4.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Or,
it.
hey,
Who doesn't?
best Star Trek movie ever is a time travel movie.
Oh, you love First Contact.
That's the best one.
6.
First Contact.
Oh, okay. I thought like you just went past 4. Oh, okay. Yes, First Contact's a time travel movie. That's true.
It's my first ray gun.
They're
I love her. I love her.
yeah.
All right.
Ooby Dooby into
Jean-Luc,
Star Trek
blow up the
canon.
damn ship.
You broke
Oh
your
my
little
gosh.
ship.
If
Yeah.
Alfred Woodard ever comes to a convention, I will
Mm.
be bouncing off the walls because I love her. Love, 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 love her.
Now she is either Alfred Woodard is no, Jonathan is Alfred Woodard's godfather to her
Oh.
kid. Anyway, they're close. They have a godparent relationship,
What? I didn't know that.
Wow.
which I guess, yeah.
Jonathan Frakes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wow.
Because you got to be more. There are a few Jonathans and a few Roberts in Star Trek.
Just a couple.
And Terry's and
Yeah.
Jerry's.
Yeah.
Right. This is true.
Wait, another. I'm going to say something stupid. Who's another Jonathan? Who am I missing?
Well,
West.
John's.
West.
Okay, well,
Jonathan
John's.
West.
Okay,
Del
I was
Arco?
like Jonathan.
Jonathan Del Arco, very good.
Okay, well, I was thinking, main cast. Okay, I said
Yeah.
there's no good way out of that. I open them in my mouth, and there we go.
The
Okay.
worst was Voyager with the Roberts.
Yeah. But that was like out of the gate. They came out and said, no, we have Robert, Robbie, and Bob. And that's how we did
Right.
And Bert.
They were on top of that.
Well,
Yes.
somebody should have been Bert. How come nobody goes by Bert anymore? I always want somebody named Robert to go by Bert, but none of them go for it.
My great grandpa was a Bert.
Perfect.
Was
And
he?
there's a Burt Reynolds, but he spelled it with
No,
a
he
U.
was Bart. Sorry.
Burt Lancaster.
Oh, I love Burt Lancaster. I love
Grandpa
Elsa
Bart.
Lancaster.
This is this could never be a live panel. People.
This is
Now,
fourth stage, which is
The
Masquerade.
magic is in the connection here.
Speaking of which, we're going over to my favorite website. Everybody knows what my favorite website is.
I'm
And
still
if you
on
don't know,
8840.
you're about to find out.
Yeah, what
Say
is
it with me.
8840?
Say it with me. www.telegraph.co.uk.
Okay. So I saw
So-
this morning or yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh, one of my favorite things in life
Yeah.
is when Larry pops up in the UK. Like, I'm like, I love that they recognize who to call in for experts.
Oh, I have way more people call me from Europe than from.
It's
I've been on the
amazing.
UK. I've been the BBC,
I know,
a bunch of
BBC.
times. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
like that
stalk
punk
you.
song, Nemecek in the UK, right?
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
classic.
It's amazing.
Okay, so what's this article about, Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel? It's entitled, let me read the title here to set
It's
it
a
up.
bad headline. It's like it's a clickbait headline, but it's a good article.
What? In this day and age, Leonard Nimoy's battle with Gene Roddenberry and Shatner's belly to make the search for Spock. After killing off Spock in The Wrath of Khan, Nimoy returned on the condition that he would direct the next film, but he would come to regret it because Shatner's belly was in the way. Oh,
Yeah.
I added that part because that's what they said. So what are they talking about? What's the clickbait about?
So is this, I assume they called you in the first place because it's a Star Trek 3 anniversary year.
Yeah.
And in the UK, so I couldn't find any showings in New York, but in the UK over the weekend, they like re-released the film in movie theaters.
I saw some people griping that 3, and it's an anniversary year for 5 also. And they
5.
were griping that there had been no plans yet for someone to do a one-off or something to honor.
Yeah, it was
the movie.
so weird. I like even clicked through all of Fathom events, and then I went on like the in theaters thing on IMDb and clicked through every single day looking for it anywhere. New York, usually they have like one random theater at least, but nothing.
Has Fathom done a Star Trek thing since they were doing the Blu-rays of TNG when they were releasing them?
Yeah,
Did they do something tied
they
into
did
the movie?
TMP.
Okay, that's right.
And I think
That's
something
right.
maybe even since TMP. I can't remember
But I
what.
mean,
And
like a
then
national thing that we're all connected in, you could go to your local
TMP definitely.
metropolis.
And then like Paramount usually does I mean, they do movies in the park and they do Star Trek every year, but this summer they're not doing Star Trek, which is crazy because 3 and 5 both have anniversaries.
Yeah.
It's a big anniversary year, yeah.
Actually, all movies have anniversaries.
I have an anniversary
05.
too.
It's a big 05 year. That's what it should say. Yeah. Yes, every year's an anniversary.
It's true.
It
so
is true.
in the live chat, Linda Anderegg's talking about Archer, but Jonathan Archer. That's a good one for Jonathan's. Chuck A says Jonathan Del Arco. Yeah, we got that one. Okay. And now they're talking about Bert's.
Burt Reynolds.
Willie Mays died today. What the heck?
What?
Wow.
I thought
That's
Willie
sad.
Mays wasn't already dead. Hadn't already
I thought
passed
so
away.
too.
That's what it says. John Davis says Willie Mays died today. So
Say hey.
Oh my gosh.
the Say Hey Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, I hate your first reaction is, I thought they were already gone.
He's not officially. I mean, I've not seen it
changed
yet.
on Wikipedia.
Oh, really? He is. It did say that he passed away today.
They added it to today for his date.
Yep, I see it 14 minutes ago. Yahoo Sports.
When I see stuff like that, I'm just like, what the fuck? How come he wasn't like celebrated more and
Oh no, he's known as the best or one of the best players in the history of baseball.
But like,
but I'm a Giants fan, so I follow him
from.
very powerfully. So maybe I just get the skewed. And he was Barry Bonds's godfather, right?
He was named dropped in Deep Space Nine.
Two of the best players in the history of baseball. And then there was Bobby Bonds. Oh man, this is great. We should talk about this
and
now.
Then Buck Buckeye.
Buck Buckeye.
Buck
But
Buckeye.
I saw like a docudrama about Willie Mays and how he got into the big leagues. And wow, it was fascinating and made me cry because gosh, he dealt with so much. But yeah.
You mean Jackie Robinson didn't just wipe it all away and pave a big, bright, shiny road for everyone? No. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's sad. Everybody go hug your Willie Mays today. One of the greatest players, some say the greatest baseball player in the history of baseball. I would not argue against that. So, I don't know, but I would say I agree with that assessment.
Say what?
Say hey? That says that.
Yeah.
Personally. Okay. Deadline.com says Star Trek Lower Decks creator Mike McMahon on making his dream animated series 5 years later. It still feels like a miracle.
I want to get moving to the Emmy like stuff. And I mean, the article is just good because it shows how excited Mike McMahon still is about making Lower Decks.
Just whisking Lower Decks away. Bye, Lower Decks. You get 6 seconds of mention.
Only because it's all been said already, and a lot of it was talking about season 4 in retrospect. And we kind of like talked about that extensively.
I saw that and I was like, oh, and then I thought, wait, the season won't be out until August. So why is this in here? Did something happen? Did he get a new job?
Yeah.
And it's just him talking about
nothing.
It's like it's the forward to a book about Lower Decks.
It's
and I'm like,
so
why
bizarre.
is this here? I mean, it's great, but why is
I know. I mostly was like, this is a weird thing. But I'm assuming we're gonna find out about the Lower Decks release date like at San Diego Comic-Con. So
maybe look, and I'm sure you guys talked about it. The big public PR on the studio socials had them both saying, but we don't think this will be the last time we hear from, all our characters. So it's like, well, that's pretty out there to be saying that and not, not whisper behind scenes, but you're going to put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe because they'll be in Strange New Worlds crossover.
Yeah.
Or
no,
any time
Academy
travel
and
crossover
this time.
But or video games. I think it's right.
Oh my God, Boimler's Future Man.
or an animated feature.
Right.
Okay, so everybody knows my favorite website. Say it with me. Golderby.com. Golderby. Golderby. It's probably Gold Derby, but you can call it
Yeah.
Golderby. All 71 Star Trek Emmy submissions, Discovery, Strange New Worlds, and Lower Decks go for the gold. All right. As promised, Larry Nemecek, what
Yes.
are they?
In history. Well, Leonard Nimoy, all 3 years for
No, I think this is
actor.
just
No,
I think
but
this
this
is
coming.
just for current Star Trek, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
Well, they do reference a couple of things like that, but yes, it's for current.
So
I'm
what
still
I'm
outside
so
the writers.
confused about
room.
this FYC thing. Like,
yeah,
did-
for your
basically everybody
consideration.
submits everything. I know what FYC means, but like, basically, do you just submit everything ever?
Yes,
Like,
all
and
the
then-
departments sit down and figure out what they're going to submit. All the different
Mhm.
departments do that. What was that headline? Did it say
I would love to
submissions
know,
or
like,
nominations?
71 submissions.
It should say
Oh.
submissions.
I would just like to know where
Why
it
is
stands.
it only
like,
71?
Submissions. Yeah.
well, plus there's VFX. This isn't including that. But I would like to know I would like to know statistics overall. Like, what do shows normally submit? Is this the average? Like, things like that.
Well, it's like makeup
there's
gets
some interesting
together and
ones.
decide what they're doing, and art department
Right.
gets together and decide what they're doing, and it's like, what are
Like,
the
how
award
many do you
categories? And
submit?
those people.
What's the magic number where people
Yeah.
are like, oh my
Yeah, I
God,
wonder,
we're not taking you
because-
seriously anymore?
Because why wouldn't they just submit everything and see what sticks? There's got to be something
Yeah, I wanna know
there
the
that kind of
algorithm.
caps. Yeah. For example, best drama series. Okay, so Discovery, best drama actor, David Ajala. Best drama actress, Sonequa Martin Green. But then you think, well, what about Doug Jones? Is he now supporting? What about
They probably
Mary
couldn't.
Wiseman? Is she now supporting?
I
I'm
think
sure
you
they
need
do.
to scroll down because
Yeah, so they are they're both supporting actors.
right.
Which is interesting
Okay,
because
but then-
I wouldn't have thought David Ajala is the lead actor. All of this is fascinating to me.
Yes, there's a lot of that. Then there's best drama guest actor, David Cronenberg, Oded Fair.
Oh my God,
best
they're
dr-
both at STLV, I think.
I think he says. I don't think what? No,
Well,
I
that's
don't
that
think
question
so.
mark guy,
I'm trying to
maybe.
think. Did they have any stunt casting this year? Did they have any Melvin Bellis on Discovery?
Any Stacey Abrams or Melvin Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, did they have a Stacey?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either. I think yeah.
I want to look at a little bit more of this here.
It's
I'm
just
trying
so
to figure out what
interesting to
the
me. Like, how did they decide that best directing for a drama series would be just this one episode Red Directive? Like,
Yeah, and then when it says best casting for a drama series and they left it blank. I
No,
mean, what
well-
if you're the casting department? You're like, oh, so you guys just
we all
Don't.
look the same to you? I think it's just the department.
I'm
But
not,
like, it's so interesting, like which ones they choose. Like, why did they choose for directing the premiere instead of the finale?
because they think they've had the biggest splash with premieres and finales.
Right.
best
But,
picture editing, life itself.
Okay, I'm not getting. I don't have the piece. Is it only Discovery, or are they including?
No, they
Strange
go
No.
through.
No, then there's Lower Decks
They
got
do it by
7.
show.
So
But
Discovery
here's a
did
really weird one about
31. I mean, it's strange because yeah, if you're
Well, it's science
picking the
fiction.
ones that are being submitted, that's got to feel very political because then your own employees are going, oh, you submitted Fred, but not Sally. What's up with that? Why do you think this episode's that much better? And how do they?
I know
don't know.
that
It's strange how
sometimes they
determine that.
submit just one because they don't want to split the votes between like Red Directive and Life Itself because it's like the same people directed it. And
Or
things
they
like
don't
that.
want to compete. But I mean, now some of the smaller, like Saturn, famously had there were Strange New and Discovery all competing and Picard all competing against each other, right?
Mhm.
From actors to writers to visual effects. And back in the day, especially with visual effects, there would be DS9 and Voyager would be competing with each other.
Mhm.
There'd only be one, and they would have two.
Michael Westmore
Visual effects
versus
is
Michael
weird.
Westmore versus Michael Westmore.
There would be like two Voyagers and they'd be like two DS9s and a Voyager all in the same list.
yeah.
Like there'd be two from the same series competing against each other, much less the other Trek series.
So it looks like they're trying to yeah, exactly. It looks like they try and minimize competing against each
Yeah.
other usually.
So you would think that's where Alex's office steps in and is the arbiter, you know.
Here's the one that I thought was the craziest. So
Breaking
for
news
Lower
from Emmy.
Decks, best animated program Tuvix. I was just
Yeah.
like, don't you have to know the story of Tuvix to really get it? And to know like the hilarious like Michael Sullivan.
It was still
Yeah.
funny though.
Well,
It was
I'm
still
saying
funny.
you have to,
But
yeah.
I assume that they go by numbers too, and which got the highest rating maybe on IMDb, and which got the most streaming views, multiple streaming views, and
Yeah.
because that
Could be.
did make a lot of news when the Tuvix
I loved it.
episode hit.
I think that was my favorite episode of the fourth season. Then we've got best writing for a comedy series, The Inner Fight, best character voiceover performance, Tawny Newsome and Jack Quaid. Then I'm like, okay, are they just picking their leads for that one? That's got to be a political thing. If like out of that giant cast, they just pick their 2 leads to submit because they're like, we can't submit the 7th
Right.
on the call sheet
Well,
over the 2nd.
Jack Quaid's such an Emmy darling. I would put him too.
An Emmy darling.
Yeah, for the boys.
Best
and, like,
picture
the other
editing
stuff.
for a single camera comedy series, Caves. Best sound editing, The Inner Fight. Best sound mixing, Old Friends, New Planets. Okay, then we got Strange New Worlds. They have got 33. Best drama actor, Anson Mount. Best supporting actor, Babs and Ethan. I guess those are the only dudes really of the main characters, right?
Andy Richter was
regulars.
a guest voice on Tuvix. I was looking to see if there was some stunt
Oh,
casting
wow.
of animated
Yeah, I saw that.
voices.
That was cool.
Yeah, they did have some other stunt casting too.
If
and
that
like
was a
that.
factor when they were picking.
Yeah.
Who would you
Well,
guys
that's what I
say
was starting
should
to
win
wonder.
out of best drama supporting actress? Jess Bush, Christina Chong, Celia Rose, Carol Kane, Melissa Navia, Rebecca Romaine.
I don't
I
want
don't
to
know.
make that choice.
I can't choose, but I will say like
Melissa
so was Paul
can.
Wesley just in one episode this season?
Just what?
Was Paul Wesley just in one episode?
I remember
this
seeing him
season?
in 2,
was
I
in
think.
2,
wasn't he?
Yeah.
So it's weird that Carol Kane
Three.
then is in supporting actress instead of guest actor because I feel like she has a better chance of winning as guest actor.
Guest actor. Yeah.
But she was in more episodes than, I mean, I don't know what the rule is, but
It's
she
interesting.
wasn't in just in 1 or 2 episodes.
And like
She was
Paul
in,
Wesley was in one last season.
Emmys love to vote for former stars
Yes.
who come back later in their
Who've
later
lowered
years in their
themselves to
guests.
television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people that
Oh.
never got an Emmy for being the lead of a famous show, comedy or
Yes.
drama, they pop up later. Oh, please give them an Emmy because we didn't 20 years ago.
Right.
So I would have
That's
tried to
interesting.
like somehow whatever that like distinction is. And interesting
All right.
that Paul Wesley counts as a guest actor since I guess you can be a
Since
guest
you guys
actor in it every
chickened out,
season.
I'm putting it in the live chat. Best drama
Ooh.
supporting actress: Jess Bush, Christina Chong, Celia Rose Gooding, Carol Kane, Melissa
You've only got
Navia,
4 slots.
Rebecca Romaine. That's why I just put it. I just copied and pasted it. That's why it's all bunched together. That's a pretty good
I
group.
don't know if I could
6
choose
regulars.
one.
6 regulars. Kale
Oh.
Bliss. Why not Tig?
I just
Tig is
saw
in
that.
Discovery.
Why not?
Tig is
Ouch.
nominated in Discovery.
Really
Well, see,
great.
that was my question.
She deserves
Is
it.
this
She was
all
actually
the
a
live
natural.
shows? All the shows, or are they just leaning into Lower Decks? And...
They're doing it by show in the article, but like obviously then the Strange New Worlds and Deep Space Nine all get like shunted into that same
Okay.
category.
Oh,
She-
best cinematography for a series. They put down 2. Ad Astra per Aspera and Hegemony.
Ooh.
Interesting. Because those are 2 very different types of
Yeah.
cinematography. That's why that's
One of them
This
is
is
a
so
choice.
fascinating.
courtroom show.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm like, what do you just got a camera?
But it
I
was
do remember
really
there was a lot of
good.
movement. There was a lot of like dolly movement and stuff like that,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. But I don't know how you can go up against something like Hegemony.
You know, now
to
they
cinematography.
talk about even on like a
That's true.
TV show, not a movie, but on a show, on a series, and how they're like, oh, the cameras ought to be moving, and now it's hyper moving. They're like inventing ways to, let's roll it, let's do. But back in the day, I remember watching The Wounded for the first time with Captain Maxwell, Bob Gunton. And the scene when he and O'Brien goes in to talk him down finally.
Yes.
And they're in Maxwell's ready room, and they start the song, they start singing Rooster Boy. But the camera, I remember it started, and then as they sang, it like kind of came down. And I was like, I remember thinking, wow, they're moving the camera. Like it was like, this is like a movie. And now that would be like, we don't ever stop moving the camera. It's always going to be moving. But I remember like that was like probably a big deal at the time. It's like, we're going to unbolt from the stand and Marvin's going to hand carry the camera down the, anyway.
So here's something fun.
But I
real quick.
That's an awesome scene. One of my favorite scenes in TNG.
Oh, so beautiful.
Emmy odds here.
Wait, really fast.
Saw that.
Graphs.
Emmy odds for best drama series. What will be nominated? A little bit of movement. Right now, the current leader is
obviously The Crown for everything.
Shogun over The Crown. Barely. The Moaning Show. The Gilded Age. Slow Horses we did on Watch the First. Go check that out, everybody. But I remember not being terribly shocked.
No, you liked it, that guy.
It was okay. It was okay. It's okay.
Okay, I'm trying
I like
to remember,
that one dude that played the old guy.
Are any of these on a network?
On
a commercial network?
Fallout's Paramount. I don't know about The Curse, but otherwise,
The curse word? Fudge.
Paramount Plus has a couple. Good for them.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool, everybody. So we'll check that out. So we'll find out who gets the nominations.
I'm assuming Strange New World is shoe in for things like best choreographies for scripted programming. Like, how many could there possibly be?
Best choreography for a non-musical series. Yeah.
Well, hang on a second. When are the nominees going to be announced?
Question.
It doesn't say.
It's so weird to see a story about submissions because that means a series has opened up their in-house submissions.
It's July 17th is when the nominees are announced.
That's what's weird.
And I've only seen it listed in this one place. And then I did see, like, I know obviously trades are doing FYC like showings of things because there was that big one for Subspace Rhapsody in LA last week, maybe.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that. I couldn't, but I was wondering how it went. I'm sure it was huge.
Yeah, and they're like, food table looked really fun.
Kind of fun with riding that wave.
Yeah, so it's July 17th was the answer. I don't know if everybody caught that, but July 17th is when they're going to be announced. This article says Star Trek is due for one because it's been forever for any kind of Emmy. Have we had any Emmy consideration?
Don't look now, but there's only 5,000 decent series.
Exactly.
Okay.
Could I have these shows back in the 3-channel and syndication days? Can we do that? I guess 4 networks, but
you guys had 4 networks?
3, I thought.
3.
3
channels.
Right,
Fox was like the new.
Not even counting PBS. There were only 3.
PBS.
Okay, so here's something interesting. This is from the LA away team.
Oh my God. This is my favorite post of the week.
Weirdos. No.
This is so hilarious.
Sean Mooney is creating shirts with the Rio carpet design. And this, I'm going to be honest, I don't care for this. I don't like this. I don't like this because
the carpet?
I wish I had come up with the idea.
Larry, have you not seen the article about the Rio's new carpet?
I haven't. I mean, I know that's not this detailed. So, okay, but this is the old carpet.
This is their new carpet.
This is the new carpet.
This is the new carpet because it sure looks bright and clean. Okay, well, it's Vegas. I mean, whatever. It's like, yeah, okay. He's doing a shirt from the carpet design. Sure.
I love that devotion. And then the comments are all people saying they want to buy it.
Is that a koala up there at the top?
I think that's
it's a monkey.
exotic monkey.
Okay.
And I started thinking, like, should I be buying like Rio themed dresses?
Toucan Sam there. What is that? The Wizard of Oz's balloon?
I
What
know.
is this?
So it's to remind you that the things like that are on the ceiling tracks aren't installed.
Oh, please don't bring back the flying boats. Please don't bring that back over the Masquerade Bar. Please
This
don't do
is
that.
so funny. And then there are all these like things popping up online because I'm following all these STLV Facebook pages where people are attempting to count like how many animals they can find in the carpet.
Wait a minute.
I didn't
All
realize
these
that.
STLV Facebook pages?
No, I mean, sorry, Rio Facebook and
Oh,
Las
okay.
Vegas Facebook pages. And since Rio is doing this huge remodeling, it's really taking over like YouTube channels and all the
So
like
the Rio
Vegas
is
concierge.
the Rio is getting a lot of PR mileage out of this.
Tons, like from between the carpet and then that like canteen food hall. I just watched a half-an-hour video where a guy tried food from every canteen food hall stand.
I still have to
I'm
go
like,
get
I
my
need a
room.
life. Oh yeah. So did you join the Rio Rewards free program?
If I haven't, I need
Amazing.
to.
Yeah, I got my room for $50 a night every night with no fees or taxes.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
From how? Just
I
joining the
joined
reward?
Rio Rewards and then you watch your email and when they send
Okay.
out a special, like be all over
Well,
it.
they were doing freebies to get people to come, like in February, March, April, May,
They
and it
still
was
are doing that.
not the easiest time for us to get away from a major life change. So
Yeah.
anyway, after moving, but
Check out Rio
okay,
Rewards.
I need to. I know.
So
Hurry up and do it. Oh. So we've come to the Rio carpet portion of the show. Is that it, Ryan?
Not for the first time.
Yeah, I'm jealous I didn't come up with that idea. It's a great idea. And I'm looking forward to seeing people
Yeah.
in there,
funny.
in the Rio,
Walking
wearing
all
those
over that carpet.
clothes. It's going to be
You can
great.
see them.
Camouflage.
Anyway, let's talk about the week ahead, everybody. While we have a chance, let's do it. Very quickly, on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, we just released our full review of, Larry remembers this episode, The Most Toys.
Oh, yes, yes.
He's good friends with the person Kivas Fajo was named after.
That's true.
FYI.
Fred Kivas.
And
yes.
then on Friday, on this channel right here, the Virtual TrekCon channel, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, come right back to this channel for Star Trek and chill, everybody. We talk Star Trek, we chill, we have a beverage. Melissa makes fun of us all, and we giggle at ourselves. We have some snacks. It's very cool. It's very chill. Then on Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, what do we have? Oh, boy. Everybody's favorite. Do you remember the time when we fell in love? That's Michael Jackson. Okay, but do you remember how last Sunday we had our Best of Both Worlds Part 1 review? And do you remember the summer of 1990? How it dragged on forever and you could never watch that second part. You had to wait forever. Well, at the Seventh Rule, we do the same thing. We're not bringing you Part 2. We're bringing you our special Season 3 review show. In between, to really make it drag out, to really make you feel like, oh man. And then next week, we'll definitely do Part 2 of Best of Both Worlds. But can you believe it's the end of Season 3 on the Seventh Rule? Whew.
Crazy.
That is flying through.
Can you believe
Anyway,
it
so
with
that's
Elizabeth Dennehy?
They grow
Yes.
up so fast. Yeah.
I know. So that's 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. Our Season 3 review special. What was Sirach Lofton's favorite Next Generation episode of Season 3? Find out. Make your guesses. All right. And Larry, can you tell everybody where they can find you and your upcoming shows, please?
Oh, right here. In this box at this
H2.
On the Virtual TrekCon YouTube channel?
On the Larry's Trekland YouTube channel for a lot of things, and LarryNemecek.com. And another Part 2 Trek. Here's a double whammy. Part 2 Trek Files will be out Midnight Tuesday with Lawrence. I keep wanting to say Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Luckenbill. And then Lawrence will be my guest live on Trekland Tuesdays live next week, and chat people can interact and ask questions.
Fun.
Because we didn't get to everything I wanted to talk to him about in 2 20-minute episodes of the Trek Files. So that's cool coming up.
Wow.
And there's a little community Comic-Con coming up that's here near me. If you're in Southern California, I'm not saying people fly in and get tickets and stay at a hotel, but there is a free Comic-Con that the arts and history people here in down the road in Paris, which is south of Moreno Valley and Riverside. If you're in Southern California, it's a free thing. It's community, it's family-ish, but if you happen to be going through here, come by and see me at the end of the month. The last week was 29th and 30th, I think, something like that.
Ooh.
It'll be on my site too. But anyway, it'll be a little change of pace. I'm going out to help support the guy trying to build this. So
nice.
Love that.
And Paris, I believe that's Perris.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes. Not
of
Pars,
the
Texas,
Tom
much
variety.
less Paris, France. Yes. Not the Eiffel Tower backdrop out the window variety. Yeah.
What about yourself, Melissa Longo?
At Melissa Longo. Oh, wait. Yeah, Melissa Longo, Malissa on social media, and at walkingartmadebymelissa.com and Walking Art Made by Melissa on Patreon, and Virtual TrekCon as well.
Yep. And yourself, Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel.
Just Twitter at Anne-Marie Siegel 1. And then also a reminder to follow Lambda Quadrant because they're getting ready to have their June 29th HoloCon for Happy Pride.
Nice. That'll be fun. They do it every year, everybody. This is their 5th one. It's 5 of them. Everybody, you can find me, Ryan TG Husk, on twitter.com at Ryan TG Husk. Once again, that's at Ryan TG Husk, or Just Falling Tower, the 7th Rule, or Virtual TrekCon on your favorite social media, but especially on Threads. Man,
What
you
happens
can't
if you
keep
pull
me
out
off
one
of Threads.
thread and the whole thing just falls apart?
Everybody's always like, Ryan, in my catchphrase, they go, Ryan, get off Threads. And I'm always like, Threads is on me. You know, that's my catchphrase. So that's...
I caught it.
All right. Thanks very much, everybody. Thank you to War Dog Heim, Joshua, Robert, Lucia, Robert Kaiser. Do you ever go by Bert in Austria? Let us know.
Also,
Let us know.
yeah, great.
Pyro.
And thank you to Lucia, Chris, Dave, Chuck A, Lucia, I already said hi. Glenn, Bob D, we see all of you, May Borello, JR, Pool, Fran, what's up, Kale Bliss, and everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications if you're listening, and give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. We'd really appreciate it. And thank you to Larry Nemecek for being so cool. Check him out, of course, online. See you soon, everybody. When you want to talk about the Emmys, you know where to find it. Put it on the main viewer. We are so into the Emmys.